All right, welcome back inside our proactive newsroom. And joining me now is Brian Fowler. He is the CEO of North Star Gold Corp. And Brian, welcome back. Good to see you again.
Good to see you again, Steve.
So the company got with some news today. We'll talk about sort of the prospecting part of it in just a second. But the other key headline is that you've been able to close that first tranche of financing, which is always a positive for a company.
Yes, this morning we're very pleased to announce closing a first tranche of our $1 million private placement, netting just over $250,000, $250,000. So considering the climate and everything, we're very pleased for this, and we also have additional orders for a second tranche here in the near term.
Yeah, so obviously this is going to be able to have some exploration done this year. And I know that in the news release, you talk about you went back and did some prospecting and sampling work at Miller, and you come up with some pretty good stuff here, it seems.
Yeah, no, that's good. Yeah, the purpose of our financing was to basically finance a drill program targeting a recently defined 350-meter long a large EM conductor about 600 meters southeast of the Camp Copper mine, where we drilled in last November, drilled a number of holes and returned some very high grade copper, up to 14.8% copper over 2.5 meters. So we did a survey to the southern property boundary, and lit up a series of anomalies, conductors that are highly prospective. So in the interim, we've had boots on the ground here this past month, and we're very pleased to report today that that work has resulted in returning some significant copper and silver mineralization associated with a historic trench about 450 meters southeast of the Camp Copper mines. We're getting grades between 12.5 and 18% copper, and between 10 and 17 grams per ton silver. So we're really happy to see the silver kick as well. And then prospecting even further south along the trend, over the center of this main 200 Siemens conductor, we found evidence of polymetallic volcanogenic exhalative mineralization, including copper, zinc, lead, zinc, gold, and silver in very low quantities. But the high conductance that we're seeing over this anomaly really can't be explained with what we've seen on surface. The exposure isn't all that good, but we're very confident that we are seeing chalcopyrite, we are seeing copper, and all indications are that this is open to depth, and we're just sitting on top of something that could be quite substantial.
And that's the area that you're going to drill test in Q3?
That's correct, Steve. Yeah, we're positioning to put a number of holes along this along the strike length of this target, and yeah, so that's what we're trying to prove. And prior to that, we should mention that we have consolidated this historic copper Boston Creek copper trend. In late May, we signed a couple letters of intent with adjoining companies or groups that owned property that along strike from this main anomaly. And so we managed to tie all that up, and yeah, so this buys us a buffer zone and provides us a time to adequately drill test what we've got and expand as required.
Well, it sounds like it's going to be a pretty exciting next couple of months for sure, Brian. Congratulations on the financing and also these new sampling efforts. It sounds like it's going to be interesting, and we look forward to following it as it continues to develop. So thanks, Brian. Good to see you again.
Good to see you again, Steve. Thank you.
All right, Brian Fowler, the CEO of North Star Gold Corp.